Live. Go live. Hey. Howdy doodies. Howdy doodies. Now, where's my thing here? I've got my, actually not that. You can do it. I'm actually looking for my glasses cleaning cloth. I had a bunch of them in here. Hold on. Where did I put them? Oh well. Let me just use this little thing right here. I got a Smudgy Smudgerson. Good morning. Good morning, Melissa and Sherry and Mary and Nancy and Penny. And more likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Yay. Sherry and Mary and Nancy and Penny. And more likes can attract viewers. Keep it up. Yay. Like. He's calling me. That was weird. Hopefully that's weird because I thought I put my do not disturb on. Because I'm hanging out with my people. You know, hopefully it's an okay thing. As I like to say, if it's important, they will leave a message. So good morning. And Terry and Nancy and Ms. Seashell, Penny, look, Myers like the live, all sorts of things going on. So, hey, good morning all. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Nothing to do to save his life. Call his wife in. Okay. Hello from Michigan. Mevans live. Love it. Oh, how I wish again I was in Michigan back on the farm. That was not the tune, but you get the gist, right? So, good morning from Pennsylvania. Good morning from, I guess, Eagles country, even though I'm not really a sporty fan at all. Good morning. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, in case we haven't been formally introduced, or I haven't introduced myself, or you're not somebody who knows what I'm doing. So, what am I doing here? I'm here to help you. I am here to help you with your clutter. Now, this is a cool thing. I want to share this with you right now. So I'm a decluttering life coach. So I'm not about to. If you notice, you will never, and I can pretty confidently say never find any kind of sponsored link underneath me about to sell you any clear plastic bins or a vacuum cleaner or something like that. I will be straightforward and tell you that I do get paid to do one-on-one coaching with clients. So if you're interested in having me all to yourself, as they kind of say, that's what I do. But that's not anything I'm trying to hide. If anything, I want you to feel comfortable with me and what I do and how I do it and how I explain it, so that when you sign up for a consultation, that you're like, okay, yeah, I get this. I already know about Beth and Destination Decluttered. I've learned from her, and what she said to me on these TikTok lives has helped me so much. So if this helps me, OMG, how much could one-on-one coaching help me? So that's just one of those things. Good morning, Laura Gibbon Voorhees. I love it. See, I'm practicing not my Gibbons. And good morning from New York, says Spreading Sunshine. I love it. Sunshine. It is a gray day today, my friends. And I looked at my app and I said, oh my goodness, it looks like there's a percentage of chance of rain from now until like whenever. And I decided to say to myself, this is something I said, which is, even on a gray day, something good can happen. There we go. Okay, Nursey Nita, Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. Nursey Nita, good morning. Raining here in Pittsburgh. Yeah, well, we're leaving the house shortly. You may hear, I've been traveling a lot lately, and I will share with you that I love it, yet I realize my spirit is more gung-ho than my body is sometimes, that I need to be, I need to be taking care of myself. But we're going down to D.C. in a few hours. Sorry, there we go. I always like to have a pen in my hand. It helps me think. Does that help you? Hi, Mother of Three Pearls. Nice to see you. So yeah, it's rainy. I don't know what the weather is like where you are, but how about this? Regardless of the weather out there, let's work on the weather in here, okay? Because here we can be as sunshiny as a tropical island. This is what I love to do. I love to celebrate what you do well. Yay, you. I know you do good stuff. I know you can do a lot of your decluttering. Maybe you don't necessarily want to. That's another story. That's a little bit coachy. But I know you can do. You know what to do, and you can do a lot of it. Okay? Thank you, Kit Kat. Good hair day. You know what? It's because I actually showered and put some product in it. Usually I get out of bed and I walk around and you see me not au naturel. That would be like, ooh. But thank you. Yeah. I love this. Laura Gibbon Voorhees donated a trunk full of clothes yesterday. Progress. There we go. Casey Caitlin's telling me I'm looking gorgeous today. You know what? A little effort can help, goes a long way. I put on my tinted chapstick. I put on a little bit of mascara, and I did something with my hair. So even a little bit can make a great difference, okay? My goodness, people, you're going to make me have to show up all dolled up, a lot of times. Yeah, notice there's a difference. I'm still the same person, but I've got a few more layers on me. And there we go. Laura is saying, gray, cloudy, spritzy day. A perfect day for puttering inside. Yeah. When it's the summertime, maybe you're like this. The summertime, the weather is beautiful. The sun is saying, come out and have some fun. Go out and play today. It's a sunshine day. Now on days like this, maybe you don't want to go outside. It's kind of drizzly, schmizzly. Maybe you want to, you want to putter around. And as I like to say, putter and declutter. So what I mean by putter and declutter is this. So I help people with their clutter. I celebrate what you do well, but I help you when you're stuck. And I want you to think of your clutter in 3 layers. I want you to think of surface clutter, stored clutter, sentimental clutter. Now I'll give you a moment there. I just want to double check if I got a message right here. I'll give you a chance to write that down. Feel free, write it down. It's yours to keep. Surface, stored, sentimental. Now surface clutter, I did some of that myself this morning. I hand washed some dishes. I put some dishes in the dishwasher. I took some clothes out of the dryer and folded them and put some of them away. And then I packed some of them for this overnighter. Yeah, there we go. Rocking the glamour. Surface clutter is a wonderful way to start decluttering. You can do that seriously in the next, 54 minutes I'm going to be here on doing this TikTok Live. Put me in your pocket. Make it so you can hear me, and then just putter around. Put things back where they're supposed to be. Put trash in the trash bin. Put recycles in the recycle bins. Put some things in a donation bag. Start a donation bag. What's the worst could happen? If everybody right now, I bet if you even started, if you went right now and grabbed like one of those kitchen garbage bags, or even like a Target bag, what is that place? It's going to sound awful. Walmart bag, a box. If you just started one, if you went and found an empty container and said, I'm going to donate things that I don't want in it, that can be a wonderful first step into getting rid of things you don't want. I love this. Laura is on a roll. I love it. Notice the momentum you have once you realize how good it feels to just be able to have the confidence to let go of the things that you've been hanging on to that you don't want. Laura sorted dish towels this morning and yanked the ones I don't want anymore. Yeah, that's going to happen. I love that. Anytime you're going through like a collection of stuff you have, just give yourself a gut check. I never really liked that mug. Oh, I used to like that dish towel. Here's a perfect example. But now it's got holes in it. It's got holes in it and it doesn't dry well, There we go. Okay, Awesome Sauce says, tonight is the only day this week I can declutter, so I'm going to make it count. I'm thinking furniture. Okay, if that's what you're led to, there we go. Oh, hey, Erin. Yeah, 11 a.m. No, today, 10. I'm double checking myself. And here's the funny thing. There's another day this week that I'll be doing a TikTok Live then, but only the people on the Destination Decluttered mailing list know that. So double check that page that you know how to get the thing. I realized this morning, actually, I was psyched about this. I was thanking previous me because what I did was I actually went ahead last week before we started more traveling and I scheduled all of my TikTok Lives from now until literally like the end of the month, which is crazy because it's only next week. Okay, now Kit Kat is suffering with sentimental clutter. Okay, let me just throw this one at you, Kit Kat. Okay, you don't save things to make you suffer. Why are you saving items? Why are you saving sentimental items that are causing you to suffer? The people who owned them before you, even earlier you, nobody wants you to suffer. So if the sentimental clutter you have in your home is causing you to feel bad feelings, you don't need to keep it. You do not need to keep it. Okay? Just throwing that out there. Anybody who gave you something, gave it to you with love, or you inherited it by accident, nobody says you have to keep any of your stuff. Okay? Nobody. Okay? All right. I love it. Cat Mama's on the treadmill. Got to continue cleaning the cellar today. I wicked love that you say cellar. So cool. All right, on the treadmill. Yes, doing the things that are good for you. Now, Mother of Three Pearls is saying, my house has become cluttered with the bags of things I took out of my closet. Okay, now here's an interesting thing. Sometimes people don't want to start cluttering, or they start cluttering and they say, oh no, now I've made worse of a mess. This is because you're not done with the process yet. You're not done with that part. And I'm not saying done with the whole house. What I'm saying is there is a process. Okay, let me outline it for you. Think of it as a roadmap. You're here cluttered. You want to be there. Your destination decluttered. Okay, you have an item. You take a look at that item. You say, do I want this item or not? And there's a whole bunch that goes into that, but I'm trying to keep it simple. Do I want this or not? If the answer is yes, you say, okay, where is a good home for this thing? And then you put it in that home. If you don't want an item, then ideally what you're going to do is put it in a bag to get it out of your house. So I would be curious, Mother of Three Pearls, the bags of things you took out of your closet, have you made that decision of, do I want it? Should it stay or should it go now? Okay. Have you made that decision about those things in those bags? Even just one bag. Don't overwhelm yourself with all the bags. Start with one bag. Chunk it down. Do I want the items in this bag? I don't know. Let me dump it out, spread it out so I can make a decision. Now notice the dumping and spreading, yes, temporarily makes it look worse. And it might feel worse. Like, oh my gosh, look at all this stuff. I have to make all these decisions. Yeah, you do. But you know what? Those decisions are going to get you feeling better after you make them. So this is what I like to say to my clients when we talk about stored clutter. Notice the items that you have that are in storage. Now can be the bags in your closet. This can be, I like to say, stored doors and drawers. It rhymes in my head. I don't know about yours. But stored clutter is the stuff behind doors, closet doors, cupboard doors, or in drawers. Drawers in your kitchen, drawers in your bedroom, drawers in your bathroom, all that. You got to sort it. Another rhyme. It's a whole wicked lot of rhymes on this chapter of my book, okay? You got to sort it before you store it. Okay? Going through and deciding, do I want to keep these items? That, my dears, my lovelies, this is the decluttering process. Now, decision making can take some time and energy. I'm not going to lie. But it's time and energy well spent when you are doing this, because you are doing this to get closer to I'm not doing like Vodiodo, I'm pointing at this heart over here, this destination of you being decluttered. You spending your time, spending your energy towards a goal you want to get to is time and energy well spent. Okay? So you're not supposed to suffer. It's not supposed to, it will look it will look temporarily worse before it looks more permanently better. And notice I say more permanently better. I've augmented that because earlier I used to say permanently better. Nothing is permanent, okay? But it will look more permanently better, and then you keep up, you change your habits, okay? So know this. Yeah, even Kit Kat is saying, oh, it's temporary, right? Okay, my sister asked me when I was ready to go, take the bags to actually get rid of them. Yeah. Wendy Sue is asking, what would you recommend to do with printed photos? Okay, there's so much you can do with it. Here's what I'm doing with mine. I decluttered mine a while back, so I immediately threw away any pictures that were doubles, or I made an envelope to give to somebody else if they wanted the pictures. I threw away any pictures where I look really crappy in them. Maybe you should do the same. I don't know. I then started to get rid of pictures that just didn't mean anything anymore. What I ended up realizing is the pictures that I saved, both printed and in my photos, the ones that I favorite are of people I know and people I love, friends, family, that type of thing. And what I'm going to do when I get into my photos is I am going to organize them by person. I'm going to have pictures of just me. I'm going to have pictures of just my sister. I'm going to have pictures of just my other sister. I'm going to have pictures of my mom, pictures of my dad. I will start with those. Then I'll do, okay, are there any pictures of all of us together as a family? I will chunk it down. I will organize them and then figure out what to do with them then. I will keep them. I honestly keep them in totes in this closet over here. I don't feel like making, what do you call them? Like photo albums and stuff. Even my wedding photos are still in the two albums that our photographer, because he was a news photographer. He wasn't really a wedding photographer, but he put those our samples in there. And we're not the type to make those big fancy things, so that's fine with me. But I like shuffling through photos. I like looking at the back and being like, oh yeah, that was printed in this day. So notice this. Okay, you can do something about it, but it's going to be sitting down and taking the time. culling out what you don't want, and then organizing what you do want, and organizing it in a way that makes sense to you. Okay, that needs to cool down a little bit. All right. Yeah, Sia says, decluttering my makeup bag recently and thought I was done. Decluttering more this morning. Yeah, you know what? I say this to encourage you. Don't think of this, oh my God, it's never done. No, because you are always going to be messing stuff up. You are always going to be bringing things into your house and then realizing once they're there that you're not using them. So it is going to be a lifelong process. I say this to get you in the right mindset. To not think, oh, it's done and I never have to do it again. There are very few things you have to do once and never again. You eat every day. You go to the bathroom every day. You go eat and go to the bathroom multiple times. You get things messy, you clean them up. You mess up a dish, you put it in the dishwasher, then you put it away. Decluttering is a life skill. You will use this skill through your entire life. And if you didn't learn it, that's why I coach. Because I didn't learn it. I had to learn it on the streets, people. Okay. All right. So Kim says, any tips for bins of old cards? Yes. Yes, I do. Keep the ones you like. Go through them. This is why we keep stuff, people, especially sentimental items. We keep them so that we have the opportunity to look at them again in the future. So let this be the future now. Look at them again now. Relive those memories, but then put them in your heart and put the card into, a pile to give to some crafty person. Okay? And then notice when you get these cards, now you've probably accumulated 54 years thereabouts, Kim, right? Okay? As you whittle it down, the next time you get a card, maybe you won't keep it as long. And the next time you get a card, maybe you'll take a picture of it in the outside and then you can toss the card. Maybe you, there's different things you can do, but notice what we're doing. These are the two important parts of decluttering. What you're doing, initially we always think of attacking and whittling down the giant piles of things that have accumulated over decades. Totally. Decluttering, no lie, is fact. Knocking down the sheer amount of items you have, the number of cards you have. However, as you do that, the other really important part of decluttering is changing your habits so that those things do not pile up in the next 54 years. So that you're never living with all the piles again. You're living with little tiny piles. Okay? Yeah, I hope that helps. All right, there we go. All right, I'm backing up here. The only problem is that when you pass, they get thrown out by family. Yeah. Okay, notice this too, please. You're going to live in misery with your stuff right now. You're going to struggle and, should I get? Oh, no. As soon as you're dead, all of that stuff's going in the garbage. Seriously. I mean, I don't mean to be mean, but the only person your stuff matters to is you. I want you to live a life where you're not dragged down by clutter. I want you out living your life and kicking the world's ass. I want you to be enjoying your life, not stuck in your house, always decluttering. But if you have a bunch of stuff that's accumulated and it's bumming you out and you spend time in your house, you want to make your house a nice place to live for you. You want to feel better in your house right now, don't you? If you don't, I don't know, scroll on by. Boop, 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 boop. You are struggling so much with clutter, and it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a struggle. The sooner you realize this, and the sooner you realize you're just hanging on to stuff, you're grabbing on, when easily you could just open up your hand and release it and let it go, let it go, let it go. Feels better. Clinging on to it or opening up your hand. Clinging on to something. No, I can't let go of that. Yeah. Margaret Rock is saying absolutely. Get rid of it now and feel more room and more relaxed. Enjoy your life while you're here. And if you're somebody who has a hard time doing things for yourself, first of all, I want to help you with that because you should do things for yourself. I'm a life coach. This is what I do. But even initially, say, well, I don't want to leave that kind of mess for somebody else. So you're doing it allegedly for somebody else, but you're going to reap the benefits, okay? So notice these things, all right? I'm going to back up a little bit because things went zoop. I went through. Yes, love the previous you. Exactly. Love all iterations of yourself. Every slice of who you are. If you can look back and just look at yourself with kindness, with understanding, with compassion, with love in your heart, not, why did I buy this? Why did I collect all these pairs of shoes? Don't beat yourself up at all, but don't beat up your past self. Don't beat up your present self, and don't beat up your future self. Okay? Yeah, no, Bobby Dugas is saying, hurricane prep, been through this before 20 years. Do it when stuff is dry. It's better than wet. Yeah, something may happen. Something may happen, and you may be like, oh man, I wish I had gotten my important stuff together in a like a tote that won't get wet, so that if something tragic happens and we need to get out of the house, I know where my important stuff is. I can shove it in the car and we can go safe. You're going to notice, though, very few things become really important when you really get down to it. It's going to be the things that remind you of people and experiences. You know? That's really what it is. Okay, what do we got here? I don't know why I'm singing that. I always feel like I'm scrolling. Here, I'll give you some quiet. I will not sing. I'll give you some quiet. Okay. All right. Maria Ruiz says, what if I'm a reseller as well? How do I go about that? Maria, I'm going to be a pain in the ass. Just sell your stuff. Sell more stuff. Get more stuff out there to sell. But I used to sell stuff, so I know this. If you don't want to sell stuff anymore, that's okay. If you don't like being a reseller anymore, you don't have to be a reseller anymore. You can stop that and start donating it today. It's totally up to you. If there's no joy in it, if it's more of a dirge, and if you have the opportunity to. I mean, I'm being very vague about this stuff because, again, one-on-one coaching, we get more into, well, I really can't because I need the money, yada, yada. But just on the surface, if you don't like what you're doing, do something else. Rocket Betty, look her up. She's awesome. She makes custom clothes. She said that to me once in a tiki bar in Asbury Park, and it was a revelation to me. And that was only a handful of years ago. I was like, really? I can do something else? Because what I'm doing isn't working. I'm not making money. I'm not happy. I'm exhausted. I'm running up debt. I'm miserable. I turned the thing I loved into a thing I don't like to do anymore. Blurg. No, you can change at any time. You can stop your car if you're driving towards what you don't like. You can pull over to the side of the road. Whoa, I don't like where this road is headed. I'm going to pull over, and then I'm going to turn around. But how about this? Instead, take some time to say, where do I want to go? Again, I'm always pointing at this heart over here behind me. Life is a road trip, people. You're headed towards your destination decluttered. What does that look like? How does that function? What do you feel like when you're at that happy place? Give yourself some quiet. Notice what comes up, and then write it down. You have so much information in you that is just dying to come out. You've got a co-pilot who's like, where do you want to go? When you know where you want to go, I'm going to help you get there. But if you don't know, we're just going to sit here on the side of the road. It's totally up to you. You're the driver. Okay. Okay. Myrtle the Turtle says, do I keep clothes that are too big now? I've lost weight, but in the past I gained it back. Okay, Myrtle, here's a wonderful idea. First of all, notice that there is a fear behind when you're hanging on to stuff. Everybody. Notice the stuff you're hanging on to, and can you find the fear in it? I'm afraid that if I give this away, I'm afraid that I may need it again. I might get in trouble. I may gain the weight back. I'm afraid. Notice that fear keeps you hanging on. Set me free, why don't you, babe? You keep me hanging on. No, let it go. Let it go. Okay? And you can do that, but if you don't want to, here's the funny thing. You're giving yourself an opportunity to gain the weight back. Oh, it's okay. If I gain the weight back, at least I have some clothes to put on. But notice, Myrtle, what you've done is you've lost the weight, just like you've lost the clutter. Hopefully, as you did that, you didn't do like a wacky crash diet. You are now in the maintenance mode. Life is the maintenance mode. Are you doing the things every day to ensure that you do not regain the weight? Now, you can keep the weight, you can keep the clothing for fear that you may gain it again, or you can say, you know what, I'm drawing a line in the sand and I'm giving those items away, and I'm going to work on doing the things every day so I don't regain the weight. And if I gain a pound or two, I will buy an outfit of clothes, or whatever it is. But notice, I love this because notice the fear keeps you stuck. Okay? Abbott Elementary, I love it. Sorting stuff under the kitchen sink. I love you. I want to see those pictures, okay? I totally want to see those pictures. Yeah, all right, what do we got here? There was something else I missed. And sorry, sometimes we've got almost 100 people on this TikTok live. And again, if we just met, my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I do these TikTok lives a wicked lot. And even though I'm in Pennsylvania, you can take the girl out of Massachusetts, but you can't take the Massachusetts out of the girl. You know what I'm saying? So I got a wicked lot of people here. So also, I just noticed that sometimes even when I don't touch it, the comments go fling all the way to the bottom. But I want to make sure I'm not missing any. I may miss some. Do not take it personally. Okay? There we go. I love it. I love this. Mama Pepper says, after 6 months, I have kitchen cabinets. I'm being mindful, full of mind. Pay attention. Notice the things that happen when you're not paying attention and when you're not mindful. You may end up eating a whole bag of potato chips. You may end up leaving your stuff out for ages. When you are mindful and you notice things, that's when you can change them. You know? All right, there we go. Now catching up. I love this. Jeannie for Jeannie says, I appreciate our pep talks. You got it. As long as you, and here's the deal, I can pep you up all day, but I can only do so much. The next is up to you. Those next steps are totally up to you. You have to want to do this yourself. So I truly hope that the words I'm transmitting to you and the energy and the tips and all these things, the encouragement, results in you doing something different. Something, even a tiny little thing that you haven't done before. You know, that you get up right now for the next, 34 minutes, and maybe you're puttering and decluttering while you listen to me. You're making the bed, you're scrubbing out the sink. You know there's stuff you could do. If I was listening to somebody who I was like, I didn't need to look at the screen, I have stuff I need to scrub in my house. That's more cleaning than decluttering, because here's the deal. When you're talking to me, you're not hearing what's going on in your own head. When I have the stage, when I've got the microphone, check, is this thing on? Testing, 1 through. Sibilance. When I have the mic, your backseat driver and your co-pilot really can't talk to you as much. They may get a word in edgewise. Oh, yeah? What does she know? You know, that type of thing. However, after I'm gone, this is when you're stuck in your car. You're in your car with your backseat driver and your co-pilot. And your backseat driver doesn't want you to do it. So I give you these tools. I share with you these phrases, these little cute little catchphrases. Oh, there was one that we had yesterday during a coaching session, and we said it made a great t-shirt. I'll have to look it up. But these little things that you can talk back, lovingly talk back to, but firmly talk back to your backseat drivers. You've always been this way. Yeah, well, I'm going to change. You know, that type of thing. Now, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach. Here, Destination Decluttered, TikTok, follow me. I'm delicious. Okay, Kim says, going through clutter on my desk lately, it feels so good to clear my space. Yes, notice the action of clearing it can feel so good. And then people, how good it feels to just exist in a decluttered space. The decluttering is the action, but then you get to savor, you get to live in the, I almost said transformation, but that's like a life coachy word. You get to live in the end result of what you created. You're doing it right now. You created the life you live right now. You can create a better one if you want to, you know? Now, I love this. Laura is on a roll. Laura says, I'm excited that a check should be in the mail in the next week for stuff that I brought to consignment. Yeah, there are different ways you can get your stuff out of your home. It really depends on where you live. If you've got consignment stores and you've got good clothes, bring them to them. You might make a couple of bucks. Yeah. Jeannie for Jeannie says, my sister says, what's more valuable, your time or the money you may make? Yeah. Time is the only thing you never get back. You can always make money. You can always make money. I don't care what your skill set, you can always make money. However, none of us can make time. We try to push it off. We'll be, eating our supplements and doing exercises. We're forestalling the inevitable, but none of us can generate time. So what we need to do, instead of the quantity of time, we need to increase the quality of our time. And part of the quality of my time is loving when I walk into a room of my house and be like, yay, I don't have to do anything in here except maybe dust, and even then I'll leave that till next week. Because there's no clutter for me to deal with. I've got stuff in my house. I'm not a monk. But I love walking from room to room in my house. And if there's something out of the way, I'm like, okay, I'll tidy that up. It'll take me a few minutes. Even the tidying doesn't take as much time as you think. Okay? Yeah. There we go. Laura Gibbons Voorhees. I love that you're changing your habits. She's saying, when I get the check from consignment, I don't want to buy more stuff. No more stuff. I want to take my husband out to dinner instead. Yeah, experiences, memories. That's what we're doing now. Our house, we've been in this house, 19 and a half years. I did buy a new lamp. I realized after I bought it, it needs to be hardwired in so you won't see it for a while. But we're going to get that done. But we're good. You guys, all of you have enough. You have even more than enough. Here, look at, this is one of the few times I'll say, look at the screen. Hear me out, okay? When you have none, it's like your belly is empty, okay? Your stomach is empty. We all know that feeling. Well, hopefully not, but many of us know that lack, as they would say in the life coaching biz. I feel the lack of something. I am hungry. I am cold. My house is empty. I don't have things. So then you start to accumulate items. We're just going to stay with clutter and stuff. So you accumulate, you buy this, you inherit that, you trash pick that, somebody gave you this, and you start to accumulate items over your life. As you do that, it feels better. You're no longer hungry. You're no longer empty of stuff. So you say, oh, this is good. Let's keep on doing this. I think this is why so many of the people that I coach one-on-one, we're all between the ages of basically, I'll say 40 and 70, okay? Because we have done the accumulation for a while, and what we've realized is that now we've accumulated too much. Too much. You know what? Too much. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I feel overwhelmed. I'm suffocated. I feel like I'm being weighed down. All of those things are now too much. You went from lack to too much. You didn't realize at the time, because we don't know what it feels like sometimes, to know what your just right point is. Now, when you eat, ideally you're supposed to, your stomach says, thanks, little lady, I've got enough nutrition here. And you're like, oh, no problem. No, when things taste good, you tend to eat more. At least this is me. You don't know what your set point is until you get past it and you're like, this does not feel good. I have eaten too much bacon. I have too much stuff in my house. But then the cool thing is you can remove a layer and then remove a layer and then a piece of this and a piece of that. And as you do that, you start to realize it feels better. Now you will be getting down to closer of this feels really good. I like it here. Anything less might feel a little bit empty, but right now it's my just right point. And when you realize how nice it feels to live at that level, you will rarely be adding more stuff to your house. But if you do, it won't get up to here. It might get up to here, and then you can comb it out again. Okay? So just notice how your stuff and your clutter makes you feel. Does it make you feel good? Awesome. I'm not going to judge. I don't judge. My stuff makes me feel good. Does your stuff make you feel suffocated and weighed down, and the quantity of it and the quality of it, and why did I buy that and the story behind it? If it's making you feel yucky, let's do something about it. Okay? Here we go. Oh, hey, Kara. I just saw you. Here, I'm backing up here. There we go. Losardo says, we have cleaned up the house. However, it all went downstairs. Going to try to tackle some. Okay, so here's the deal. You may have moved things from place to place. What you didn't do is decision making. You probably need to make some decisions. Moving things from place to place makes it look temporarily clean in one area, but really what you've done is you've pushed the decluttering down the line. Okay, just notice that. I'm not judging, I'm just noticing. All right, what do we got here? Okay, it's day 2 of clutter-free countertop and kitchen table. There we go, it's me, Deb. Yay, you're practicing new habits. You're practicing, you're doing something different. You're putting stuff away, you're throwing it away, you're wiping it down. I have that habit now. I never grew up with it, you know? There we go. Now, Lisa's got some canning jars of Goodwill for organizing your flour, sugar, beans, rice, and dated them. Awesome. Awesome Sauce says, I find myself asking for permission to get rid of things. I wish I could trust myself. Here, Awesome Sauce. Here, permission slip. Here you go. You have permission. I give you permission. Now you have permission. Now you can trust yourself and begin. You can't begin to trust yourself until you start to do the things. You trust yourself with practice. Start with the easy stuff then. Learn to trust your decisions on the easy stuff and then work your way down to the more difficult things. Okay? I love it. Kara says, 2 trips to the main dump. The dump, that's what we call it. I keep repeating, this is a choice. I get to make a choice. Yes, I have the power. I got the power. You make a choice. You are choosing right now to either do something about your clutter or make excuses. You are choosing to tell stories about why I can do it or tell stories why I can't do it. You have a choice. And you can do something about what bugs you, clutter-wise and otherwise. I want to remind you, I don't want to give you the power. You've had the power all along. But you get convinced that you don't, that you're helpless, that you can't do something about it, that it's too big, that you're too weak. And I call bullshit on all of that. Okay? You have the power to change your clutter. I could change your life, but that can be too big and freak it out. So let's start with clutter. You can do something, and you can practice these skills, these powerful skills of decision-making, decision-making, action. You can practice this in the comfort of your own home. Bye now. You can do this. You can practice doing this by saying, I'm going to transform this one corner of this one room of my home into something that I love. And then when you do that and you realize it, then you want to expand the corner and expand the corner and expand the corner. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to make forts. I remember making like an apartment like under my bed. I had my little AM radio. I had my little crackers. I had my little, stuffed animal. I laid it out, and it was like my little cozy place. I transformed a little corner of the house that I lived in into a place that I loved. And I loved that feeling, so, it made me feel good, and now my house is one giant fort. All right. I love this. Lizardo. Check this out, people. We did this on an earlier one. If you want to see my TikToks that I've done live that are recorded, they're on YouTube. And thank you. Somebody told me that the ones that I had just recently uploaded were at the wrong privacy setting. I've changed that, so the most recent ones are up there, even as of yesterday. Lizardo says, we found so much change cleaning that we took it to the Coinstar yesterday, and now it's paying for a trip. How freaking awesome is that? Think of decluttering as a treasure hunt. Think of decluttering as fun. Now, this is what I live in the clutter sphere, and I love it because I love seeing that aha moment when people are like, wow, I can do this. I get to do this. I have a choice, as Kara says. All the good things. Decluttering gets a bad rap. You know who decluttering gets a bad rap from? The people who want to keep selling you stuff. Yeah. All right. There we go. Okay, somebody said good witch. I love it. Yeah, good stuff. See, and look at this. Look at this, you guys. We've got over 100 people here. We are a mere fraction of the people on the planet, but we all have something in common, is we have realized that the clutter and the stuff we've purchased and inherited aren't doing the things we wanted them to. We hoped they would make our lives feel better, and maybe for a while they did. But maybe right now, wherever you are in your journey of life, it's just not doing it for you anymore. We all change as we get older. Think of your ages. I was thinking about this, like how much you changed between the ages of 1 and 13. What you liked, what you didn't like, what you did for fun, the clothes you wore, the people you hung out with. Then think of yourself between 13 and 26. The things you did for fun, what you ate, what you listened to, the clothes you wore, the people you hung out with. Then think about 26 to 39. Now, I feel like at a certain point in our lives, like our mid-20s to like our mid to late 40s-ish, is kind of a plateau. You tend to be almost the same person. However, on the other hand, because I'm the Gen X menopause type here, your life is going to change along with it. Oh, interesting. So Erin is saying permission. Regarding permission, took mom's vintage coats to a consignment shop, broke out in a sweat just thinking of it. All right, did you take them? So fussy, they can be. But notice your body reacting to the fear of getting in trouble by your mom, Yeah, Bobby says take a picture of you wearing your mom's coat if you want it. But yeah, notice your body you're in it with your body. It's not just up here. I mean, I know your brain is part of your body, but sometimes it literally is detached from it. But your human body is giving you clues. Pay attention to them, but don't necessarily believe them. Yeah, I did, but yeah, they don't want the argument. Yeah, you don't have to tell the person, And notice you're fearful of the argument. And if she asks, like, here's a great thing too. It's like, oh yeah, no, that ended up getting moldy or something. I don't know. We do the things we do to get by in our lives. But notice, the fear of getting in trouble with your mother can be as powerful when you're 50 as when you are 5. Fear, it's a big one. Yeah. My best friend is a hoarder. She's always buying me things. I love her, though, her thought behind it. Yes. Carrie Ann, you know what? This might be an opportunity for you. And again, I don't know your friend, but you could say, thank you so much. But you know what? I already have too much stuff. I love the thought behind it. I love that you're thinking of me. Why don't we do something else? Let's go out for a cup of coffee. Let's even just sit in our car together, drive somewhere, have the windows open, look at a vista, and drink the water from our water bottles. Let's spend some time together as opposed to, buying me stuff. You might show her that there are different ways to enjoy yourself without buying items, Yeah. When life is too short and you want to do too much, says Blue, I say get on it. I say, yeah, life is short, and so am I. Life is short, so get on it. Start. What are the things you want to do? Is it too much? Is it too much? Write down the things you want to do. It may not be too much. And if it is a lot, cool. You want to do a lot with your life. There isn't nothing wrong with that. I was starting to sing I was starting to think the Jefferson's theme song in my head as my body was saying that. There's nothing wrong with wanting to do stuff in your life. Too much is an arbitrary thing. That isn't even a number. Your too much may be my just right. Play with it. Play with it. Okay? You know? Yeah, I've asked her to stop and it didn't work. You know what? We can't. Sometimes if we will try our best. It's like me, honestly, think about this, Carrie Ann. It's like me showing up here and living experience of showing the things are there's another way out there. You got to meet people where they are, and some people aren't there yet. I know this because I can have hundreds of people on my TikTok lives. I have thousands of people on my mailing list, and I have a wonderful, awesome, curated handful of people that I coach one-on-one. Not everybody's there yet. It can freak out your nervous system to even realize that you can do something about it. You know, it can freak you out to say, wait, I did this? I created this life? Oh, great. This is my fault? Wonderful. That feels good. I only say that because you can change it. If you got yourself into this mess, you can get yourself out of this mess. I call, whatever. That's kind of a, suck it up buttercup type thing that I don't do, and you can do something about it, but we can't change other people. We can't. If we could, I am pretty good at what I do. I love what I do, and I try my best with the skills I have, with me, with all this. But you all are not transformed right now because you need to be at the point in your life when you say, I'm ready to change. I don't like this, and I'm ready to change something. Not the whole thing. Even just starting with one thing. I'm ready to change. I'm ready to start changing my trajectory towards something I want. Just get on it. Get down on it. Life is short. If you have things you want to do, start to make a plan to do them and do them. I've done that this past year. I said to my husband, we did a lot of traveling. If you've hung out with me for a while, you know that I'm like, I do TikTok lives when I'm around. Occasionally I'll do them when I'm away. But I've done a lot of short trips. And what I realized, I said, we are doing a lot of these kind of catch-up trips, these bucket list trips that I've pushed off for so long. And some of them are really tiny. A long weekend in a little cottage on Cape Cod, done. Now, Hawaii, traveling to Hawaii, that was on my bucket list for a long time, but we aligned it when we were with friends. On Sunday night, we stayed at a hotel in New Haven, Connecticut, because I was always curious what it looked like inside. If there are things you want to do, write them down. Start to make them happen. You can do this. And if you don't know how to do it or you're overwhelmed and you want somebody to help, I can help you. That's what coaching does. It helps you calm down your fears, turn down the volume on that unhelpful song in the car, calm down your fears, and then say, hey, before we even start, calm down your nervous system, quiet down, simmer down, all that. And then I ask you right now, where are we going? If you were in the driver's seat and I was in the passenger seat and I was like, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, whatever. And I just said to you, where do you want to go? Because wherever you want to go, I can help you get there. What would your answer be? If I said, I have the map to anywhere, you just tell me where we're going and I can help you get there. But it has to be you deciding where we're pointed, not where I want to go. I want to go to Palm Springs. You may want to go to like Vermont and go skiing. If you want to go there, sure, I can help you do that. You have to be in a place in your life where you want something different enough from what you have that you're willing to do different things. If you keep on doing the same thing, you're going to get the same result. Makes sense, right? You're always putting eggs in a bowl and you're mixing them up. You're always going to get scrambled eggs. If you want a fried egg, You take your egg out, but instead of putting it in a bowl like that, you do something different. You crack it and you put it in the thing and you make a fried egg. You do something different. Now, when you're in a rut, it can be like, I can't do something different. We have our habits. We totally all have habits. We are habit machines because habits allow our bodies to run more and brains to run more efficiently. So you have habits of where you put things in your house. You have habits of how long you keep things in certain places. Now I'm thinking of my kitchen when I think about this, like how long do I keep the clean clothes on top of the washing machine? How long do I keep the dirty dishes in the sink? How long do I keep yesterday's mail on the counter before I open it up and do something with it? You have habits that got you to where you want to be. That means you can change habits and you can have different habits to do something else. Now that's the thing that I think is really cool. And I'm a living, breathing proof of this. I used to live in a cluttered house. I used to collect stuff. I am different now. And while I really loved, again, I don't beat up on who I used to be. I love who I used to be. I see what I was trying to do. I was trying to make myself happy by buying things, by collecting things, by surrounding myself with things that I thought I was never able to get before. And I'm going to show you, my house is going to look different from your house. You know, I'm going to get the things I want because I never got them as a child or whatever. I did that for a while, and for a while it felt good. But in the long term, or at least right now, I am cool with having fewer things. I love the fact that I can see something and appreciate it from a distance, but I don't feel the need to actually own it. But if I feel like I want to own it, I say I'm worth it to purchase that item or purchase that vacation. So I say this to you as a decluttering life coach. Again, Beth Destination Decluttered here on TikTok, but also just a real person in real life. You are worth it. You deserve to have the life you live be something you love before you die. Now, if you love your life now, yay, do more of what you're doing now that's causing you to love it. Do you know what you do to make your life something you love? I'm getting better at it because I write that stuff down. I write down what felt good about this vacation, and I notice recurring themes. And when I notice that I like small places that are quiet and chill as opposed to big, loud, noisy places, then I go seek out small places that are quiet and chill. When you know more about yourself, you can realize what's out there for you. You know? Yeah. And everybody's got their own way. You know, Carrie Ann saying TikTok tapping helps your nervous system. He's on here every morning at 9 a.m. Yeah, you can tap. You can do that. You can do deep breathing. The way I like to do it, because I like to have fun with it, is I like to use the word down. Because I think of overwhelm, overactive, too much, calming down. You're decreasing. You're knocking down the clutter. You're quieting down your nervous system. You're slowing down. Now, tapping never really is something I've picked up as a habit because I wear glasses, so my glasses get in the way. And I like to just be able to breathe and do it. So if I'm in the line at the grocery store and I'm just feeling freaked out, I don't have to be like, it doesn't have to be so obvious. But again, I don't judge. What works for you, yay. You have found something that works for you to make you feel better. Cool. Put that in your toolkit and carry it around with you. When you need it, you can pull it out wherever it is. I love to help people when you're stuck, because I want to show you that you don't have to be stuck. It's like when you're stuck in the mud and you're spinning your wheels. You're behind the wheel and you're spinning, you're behind this wheel, but you're spinning the wheels of your car in the mud. And the more you spin, the deeper you get stuck. Sometimes you do need to call AAA. Sometimes you do need to call somebody else and say, I can't be behind the wheel and also pushing my car. Could you help me and just give me a little shove, a little push as you're putting on the gas, And then we get you out of the rut and we get you on the road. And then the road is leading towards where you want to go. Now, this is the big piece that I missed in all of my years of living. I realized only until the last 15 years, because I spent my life talking about road trips, writing about road trips, videos about road trips, books about road trips, all of that. I could plan a kick-ass road trip. I did not use those same skills to plan a kick-ass life. But when I overlaid them and said, what would that be like? Then suddenly it changed, and I realized, what was missing? Was I was not excited. I was dreading. I was fearful of what my future was. And that kept me stuck places. I was afraid to dream. I was afraid to believe in the life that I wanted. Now, this is all big kind of, life coaching talk, but it's true. I was afraid of what I was moving towards. So are you going to move towards something you're afraid of? No. You're going to be like, okay, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. I guess I have to work in an office. I know I'm good, but I don't like this job. But I'm afraid to do something else. And then at a certain point, I realized what I was afraid of is I had to make a decision. I made a decision. I quit my job. I don't necessarily recommend it for everybody. If there was another way that me back then could have done it differently, I would. But I needed to make a decision that I really wanted a different life so bad that I needed to say, do something declarative. Yeah. Now I love this. Yeah, Anne, if you love road trips so much, yeah, Google tapping, EFT I think it's called. Google tapping, that can help you. I'm sure there's videos and stuff like that. In road trips, think about a road trip. A road trip is you going from one place to another. You go on this journey, but it has two things that are really important. One is road trip. You're heading towards someplace you're excited to, whether that's like Disney World or Key West or Palm Springs or from Chicago to LA, Route 66. You're heading from where you are to someplace fun, someplace better, someplace you're drawn to going. If you don't, then it's not a road trip. You're going to the grocery store. You could make the grocery store into a road trip. Oh, I'm going to go to the Wegmans in, Downingtown versus the one in Malvern or something. You can zhuzh that up. But the other thing is, too, is a road trip is not a commute. It's not a trucker on trucker speed. It is you driving forward in your life at a pace that works for you, so you get to enjoy the journey. My husband and I, in a couple hours, are going to be driving from Pennsylvania down to D.C. We're going to hang out with a friend tonight and stay over. So we're going to enjoy the drive. If there's any place we want to stop along the way, we're going to give ourselves enough time to do that so we enjoy the drive and get to where we want to go. That's what I mean by decluttering is the same thing. If you don't know what you're aiming for, you're going to be like, why am I going to do this? Now, I love this. Kara says, I gave bee balm away this AM. I didn't like it. It was a gift. Yeah, you tried it. Try it. You like it. Sometimes you try it and you don't like it. It's going to get compost. Going to go get the compost. Awesome. Yeah. Anne says Wegmans. Yes, isn't it funny? Yeah, actually, I live in PA, and when we first moved here, we had one Wegmans near us, and now we have them within spitting distance. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I love this. So there you go, Tioga County. Love it. North Central. I'm in Chester County. Nice to meet you. Anna Little says, I just started decluttering a room yesterday. I thought I wouldn't get as much done as I did. Yeah, your brain. I love your brain. You should love your brain too. You have a backseat driver. You have a little scared kid in the backseat who's strapped to a car seat, who's never grown up, who's always fear, what if, scary, scary, scary. But you know what? Your brain is awesome, but it doesn't sometimes make the best decisions. So getting more information so you can make an informed decision. This is what I love to do, is to help you with this. Decluttering is decision making. And when you decide, what do I want or not? You're also you're defining, you are designing a life that feels good to you. Hey, I love it. Yay, Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary and I, she's one of my one-on-one clients, and she earlier posted that she was decluttering underneath her kitchen sink. Now, I know this because we talked about it in our session last week, and she made a list, and I remember this. I was like, okay, whatever you have, the ideas you have, write them down. And one of the things was, she said she wanted to have the labels, that she wanted to only have certain things in there. Like, we went through a step-by-step process, and now, there we go. Destination reached, except for the labels. So happy. Yay. High five, lady. We'll catch up on about it later. Yeah. A lot of little decisions. And decision-making, don't get me wrong, people, decision-making does take energy and it does take time. But they are worth it, because every decision you make defines who you are. Do I decide to have another cocktail or don't? Do I decide to say hi to that person or I not? Do I decide to buy the extra large bag or can of Pringles, or do I get a rutabaga instead? I don't even know what a rutabaga is. Your decisions define your life. So if you don't like how your life is looking and feeling and functioning now, start to make little different decisions. Even when you go to your kitchen right now, because I'm only on for about 5 more minutes, when you go to your kitchen today, look around with fresh eyes. Look for surface clutter. you can do something very easy about surface clutter. When you don't have a home for the stuff, when it's on your surfaces, it's probably there for two reasons. One is you just didn't put it away, but it has a home. Another one is you didn't put it away because it doesn't have a home. And the third reason it's probably on a surface is because you have it there to remind you to take an action, to do something. I have that big empty can of Pringles. That is to remind me to buy another can of Pringles. If I ever got, it's so funny, if I literally ever got like sponsored by somebody, if I got sponsored by Pringles, I would also have to be sponsored by the Stretch Pants of America company because I freaking love Pringles. You know what I mean? So you've got stuff on your surfaces. Get curious as to why they're there. And each piece has a different thing. Oh, that was left over from yesterday. Oh, that's right. I have to clean this. Oh, that's to remind me to take my meds. You know, whatever it is. Get curious. Start to see your things with fresh eyes. And know you can do something different even as of 5 minutes from now. You know? There we go. Barbara Dean says, got so much done while listening. You're in my ear pods, so I passed the piano and played 2 songs. Yes, don't walk past the piano. Play it. Do the things that bring you joy. Okay? Okay, thank you, Mary. Mary, see, you ask for things, you get them. Mary loves mashed rutabaga on Thanksgiving. It's a waxed round turnip. Okay, so my dad used to like turnip. We used to have that at Thanksgiving, but he's no longer here, so we don't do turnips or like those creamed pearl onions. None of us like those. Those are like the old-timey foods, you know. So I am only on for a handful of minutes right now, and then I jump into coaching, and then I get off of my computer, and I hop in the car, and I take a road trip. I'm driving to D.C. tonight. We're driving to see some friends and go to a show, stay over, have some fun. I will not be doing a TikTok Live tomorrow. I will give you that. But you know what? How about this? At a time during the morning when I would do a TikTok Live, why don't you do this? Go to my website. Well, you could go to my website and sign up for my mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com, because we do a lot of fun things with the people, only with the people on the mailing list. You can also find out about my coaching then. But what I meant to say was tomorrow when I'm not doing a TikTok Live, you can go to my YouTube channel and pick a random live from any month. I've organized them by month. You can't, unless you're on the mailing list, you can't see the ones from September because we're still in that month. The people on the mailing list can. So sign up for my mailing list. You'll immediately get access to that. I sound like I'm being infomercially, but I'm just sharing some facts. But spend some time creating the world you love in your home. You know? I love it. You know? And yes, Laura Gibbons Voorhees, have a great time. I will. I'm planning on having a great time. And I know the things that define a great time for me. I hope you do too. Yeah. You know what? Okay. Anne is saying safe travels. Thank you. Yes, we will travel safely. I'm really happy to have found you this week. I think it's a sign that I get serious. Yeah. So somebody mentioned Thanksgiving, and I just want to mention this to you too. This is the season of decluttering that is unlike any other season of the year. This is because we have a bunch of holidays coming up that are going to, many of you have things stored away for the holidays. You say, oh, I don't use that good china, that silver, those linens, those decorations. I have a lot of stuff packed away for the holidays. You're going to be bringing stuff out for the holidays. You're going to be needing to make decisions. Do I want to use this again? Do I not want to use it? Where does it go? This is a wonderful time of the year to get some one-on-one decluttering coaching. And here, I'll just be honest with you. My coaching is paid coaching. It does cost money. It is an investment in your life, though, because it will give you skills for the rest of your life. But if you are thinking you want decluttering coaching and you don't even know how much it costs, but your fear is, I can't afford that, tell whoever gives you the big gifts in your life that you want decluttering. One of the many awesome gifts you get for the holidays this year is you want decluttering coaching. How's that? Okay. Interesting. So Freckles the Menace says, do you have a podcast? YouTube takes too much of my data plan. Ooh, I do not. I will have one, but at this part of my journey right now, I'm really busy with travel. I have promised one, and I will make one in one way, shape, or form. But yeah, I don't have one now. But maybe there's a way you can listen, you know, or just listen to yourself. And Hoot Mom, Destination Decluttered, just like here on TikTok. Now I'm going to scoot because I have a client waiting for me, you know. Yes, exactly. And it is totally woo-woo. Clean out time for the harvest. I thought about this yesterday when I said, what are the seeds I want to plant now so something really cool blooms in the spring? And that's not just I have a black thumb out in the yard, but it's because I do so many great things with my life. Now again, I'm going to scoot. You guys, you know where to find me. I highly suggest, if you just found out about me, get on my mailing list. Then you have access to the schedule of my TikTok lives from now until next week, all through next week, okay? I'm going to scoot. You do good here. Insert exit catchphrase here, okay? I'll see you when I see you. Bye.